Hey, it's Kevin. We're going to be doing another project today. We're going to be building the Scarecrow, Snowman, Scarecrow. You got the Snowman, you got the Scarecrow. We're going to be building this, and we'll give you the size of all the wood, everything you need to build this thing. We're gonna fix you up. I wanted to show you guys some of the little projects my wife had been working on, and these are real easy projects for just anybody to make. I'm not going to be making these on video unless somebody wants them made. I mean, I think they're pretty simple. You just have like a 2x6 here, and a 2x4, and a 2x2, or a 2x3, and you can buy them all in at Lowe's. Then your smaller one has a 2x4, 2x3, and a 2x3 cut off here. And then that's a 2x6, 2x4, and 2x2 up here. These guys are made out of 4x4s. And just, you don't have to go buy a new 4x4. You can find you one that somebody's scrapping somewhere and cut it off. You always find people that may have a little bit extra, cut them off. And these, you don't even have to go to Lowe's to get them. I mean, they're scraps. They're so short of pieces, people throw them away. So this is really simple, easy projects that you could do, and they're very nice. But we're going to be working on the Scarecrow, Snowman today. I wanted to show you guys the boards I was using to build this Scarecrow Snowman. Now these are fence boards I had picked up at Lowe's for another project, and I split them in half. So that gave me two boards. I didn't just split them in half. I already had a bunch of them cut in half, and they're about the perfect size for the Snowman Scarecrow. So these are, and I think they're like 6 feet long, or they're 6 feet long, and they don't cost very much. They're actually pretty cheap in there. Might be $1 or something for one. You cut it in half, you got two of them. And they work real well for the Snowman. We're going to be making a couple of these. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut them out all at one time. So I just wanted to make sure you knew what type of board I was using. And if you go in there in the back of Lowe's, you'll find these in the fence section. They're replacement boards for a fence. For one of these Scarecrow Snowmans, we're going to need 4 boards for the back. That's going to make the face and the hat. We're going to make ours 28 inches long. So I'm going to cut 8 of them because I need 4 for each one. I'm going to make 2. This is going to be the top for the hat with a white piece that goes on the top that's in an angle. It's going to be 17 inches long. We're going to need 4 of them because we're going to make 2 of these. Okay, the only thing I did here was I put a square on this. I wanted it pretty square as I could get it, and I threw a couple clamps on there to hold it together so we could get ready to put the brim of the hat on. Now, I measured down 9 inches here and 7 1/4 on this side. And I don't know why, and I don't know if it makes a difference. I doubt it, but you could pretty much put this anywhere you feel like you want to put it. And I measured 3 inches in on this side over here. So I'll just put that piece there and that one there, and we'll nail this into place. But I like to use a little bit of some kind of wood glue or liquid nail or something in there just to give it a little something to stick, help hold it together. Because I'll just be using a little brad nail gun. And we'll set that down on like this. Plug some air in here. And then we'll just nail this thing into place. Now, if you don't have a brad gun, you can always just use a small finishing nail. You don't have to use a brad nailer. You could use just a finishing nail and put them in there. So now we got the top of our hat on. We're going to work on getting all these done like this, and then we'll come back. But that's basically how we put them on. on the bottom of this project here, I didn't like the board splitting back and forth too much. So I took a brad nail and just kind of angled it in an angle just to kind of keep them boards from spreading out so much. I don't know what they'll do in the weather or what, but I just figured just pull them together. That'll help hold them together so they don't split real bad. Excuse me. They don't got to be perfect, you know. I just want it to look pretty decent. So that's pretty much it on that. Now we can take our clamps off. We'll get ready to throw the next one up here. We'll get them all done like this, and then we'll get to cleaning them up a little bit and putting some paint on them. Now I'm going to run a little bit of sandpaper over these just to clean them up a little bit. They got some dirt and stuff on them from laying around in the barn. I'm just going to clean them up a little bit, try to get some of the rough edges off, and then we'll get to next step. Now what you want to do is you want to pick out the best side that you're going to put stain on, or a clear coat. This side here is a little darker. It's not quite as nice, so I'll use this for the Snowman. This side here, I'll use for the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow, I'll be burning this, and then I'll be putting a stain on it, on this top, because I want the hat to be darker. Almost a black, but not quite black. Brown would be nice. So I'm going to use the torch. I have a propane torch. I'll use it to burn the top. Then we'll put a stain on there, and then we'll just, the bottom, we'll put the face on, and then we'll put a clear coat over the whole thing. So that's how it'll work out. What I'm going to do here is just darken that wood up, because when we go to stain this, we want the hat to be a different color. So we're just going to burn it up here a little bit. And if you get it blotchy or something, don't worry about that. You can sand some of it off and you'll be nice. I kind of like the edges a little bit darker. It seems nice. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the hat a little darker. That way it'll look like a hat, not like his face. I hope that you could see this. What I've done here, I'm going to put the eyes on this guy. I came over here to about where I want my eye to go on this board, and I didn't take it to the center of this board. I brought it over just a little bit, the same way with this one. I measured 2 inches down on that, and then I put a dot right there where I wanted that. And to get the other eye, I put the dot here, and now if I go straight across, my eyes are going to be straight right there. And it don't have to be measured and perfect. We just want the eyes in that area there. And then all you got to do is draw your circle for your eye. Now the eyes, you can change them because you're using paint, but you don't want to screw them up too bad because you know, it is paint, and we're going to be staining this side. We're going to be staining over this side. So something like that will be okay, and I can adjust the size of them on my board by using the paint. You know, don't make them too big, but don't make them too small either. You want to see them. So now for the nose, I'll come over here, and I have this one I made already, and I've been kind of going off of it, and it seems to be 4 inches down to the nose. So I'll make a little mark right here, and then I want this to look like a piece of candy corn. So I'll take this and bring it out, and I'll bring it back across. Take this and out. We want it to kind of look like a piece of candy corn. It'll be nice. And then back around with this. Then you're going to have, there's 3 pieces to a candy corn. So we'll say right there. And don't do that. So right there will be good. That'll make a nice nose for him. Now the mouth is just basically a squiggly line. I'm going to look at this one up here. It almost kind of looks like barbed wire. So let me get a measurement down from the nose, down from the center of the hat. It looks like 9 inches is about where my mouth is on that one. So I'm going to mark that at 9 inches right there. So if we want him to have a little bit of a smile, which I don't think the Scarecrows do, we're going to start, we're just going to do a wiggly line off of this thing. And mind you, I'm no professional artist, so I'm just going to go like that. We're going to give him a little bit of a smile. I'm going to have to turn this thing. And we'll wiggle it around. Now, I don't think that they have to be perfect. So, and then I noticed there's a couple lines. There's a line here, and then just some lines on this thing here and there. So, and I'm just randomly putting them on, and I think that'll be fine. So what we'll do is we'll come back in here and we'll paint all this, and we're not going to primer anything here. I think it'll be fine using water-based paint. I got all the colors on here. I got the white, the orange, and the yellow. I'll paint all the colors first, and then we'll get the black out, and we'll do all the black, because the rest is all black. Now, there's probably 4 coats of paint on here, and the way I get it to dry quick is I bought a cheap hair dryer at a yard sale for $1, and I'll dry it off. And I can make it a lot quicker if I can dry it with a hair dryer. Now, a lot of times when I'm using this paint, these little bottle caps are just off of bottled water. I use these little things just to put a little bit of paint in. And as you can see, I'm going to waste that much paint. I'll try to get it back in the bottle, but the thing is just put a little bit and paint until you're done. If you need more, don't put too much. You can always add more to your little cap. But now we're going to go ahead and put the black on this. Now we just put 1 coat of black on here. I think it's going to be fine. It looks good. But as you can see, once you start putting the black on it, the face starts to come to life. So our next step is going to be putting a stain on the hats and then clear coating the whole thing. The stain we're going to use on the hats it's called Early American, and it's got a 230 on it. So it's a darker stain. It's more like an oak, Early American. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put a nice coat of this on here, and then we'll put our clear coat over top of this. Okay, we're going to let the hats dry a little bit more. I mean, they're not too bad, but we have some clear. It's Minwax polyurethane. It's a clear satin. We're going to put a little bit of a clear on these just to help preserve them, because they will be out on the porch. So we're just going to give them a nice light layer of this. We'll start with the face first, because this is what we've already got these painted and they're good and dry. So we're just going to put a good little coat of clear over them. We'll clear right over top of the eyes and everything. Both of them have a coat of clear on them now. We're going to let these set and let them dry up, and then we'll flip them over and start on the Snowman. Okay, the Scarecrow side's all finished now. It's good and dry. We're going to flip it over. We're going to be painting some black on here. We're going to do both the hats, and we're going to trim the outside of this board in black. We're going to try to put a little bit down inside of here too. So that's our next step. So our next step is going to be putting the white on. We're going to do the Snowman's face, and then we'll draw the eyes. So as you can see, we got all the black on. We trimmed all the outside with black, and the hat's all black. So we'll do the front all white, and then we'll draw on our face. Okay, we're going to give this a shot. We're going to start with the face on the Snowman. I'm going to measure down 2 inches. I'm going to measure down 2 inches, and I'm going to put a dot. And then I'm going to take my square, run it across the face, and I'll put a dot over here. That's going to be my eyes. So what I'll do is I'll just draw a circle, and these don't have to be perfect because you're going to be painting over these with black. So you can make them bigger. Just don't make them too big. You can't make them smaller. So draw you another circle around this one. And these will be solid black. His eyes are all black. Then we're going to come down, I'm going to come down 9 inches where his mouth is. Actually, I may not make his mouth 9 inches. I'm going to go 8 inches on his mouth. Okay? And then I'm going to split the difference between the nose, or the eyes, and the eyes and the mouth. We're at 5.5. So we'll go 2 3/4. That's going to be the center of the nose. So his nose is a carrot, and the nose goes in the angle of the hat. So we're going to go however big the nose is. We're going to say this is the halfway point. We're just going to draw us a carrot. And then we're going to come down here and do the same thing. Now this will be all orange, and then we'll outline it. We'll outline the carrot in black. Now the mouth, when we come down to the mouth, here's our mouth. I want it to stop in here somewhere. I like a little smiley on him. So we're just going to wave this around a little bit. Now there's nothing to this. You just, there's no certain way you have to make it look. And then another mark there. Now you have your face. So the first thing, I'll probably come in here and paint the carrot orange. And then I'll come back and I'll draw that orange up once I get it on there. Then we'll paint all the black on it. Don't forget what I said about these little caps. And they're just off of your water bottle. You know, when you drink water, your bottle of water. It don't take very much. That will be more than enough to paint that whole nose. I actually probably got too much in there. But we'll put several coats on this nose, so we'll try to use this paint up. But a lot of times we put it in a bigger container and we waste a lot of paint. So we don't want to waste any paint. And I'm not much of a painter, so don't go by how I paint, that's for sure. But we're going to do our best here and see if we can get this carrot to look like a carrot. I'm not real good at the painting thing, but we're just going to say I hope it looks okay. But the black is what really makes him stand out. So, and if you mess up, I really don't get excited. If I have to paint it white again or something, I'll do it again. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, you can't really mess it up. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So just do it the best that you can. I'm going to finish this out, and then I started on the other one because I ran out of, or I didn't run out of paint. I had too much of that orange paint for that carrot, and then I had too much orange paint, so I started on the other one to use it up. I finally used it all up, so that's the face. It looks pretty good, not bad, I don't think. Now, I noticed I have a lot of space down at the bottom here, so I'm just going to put a couple buttons on him. I mean, why not, right? We'll put a couple buttons. I think Frosty had a couple cold buttons. We'll do a couple little buttons on him. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way to do these. You do them any way you want. It's what you want. Don't worry about others people's. If you see one, you know, don't worry about mine. Just do it however you want to do it. So that's the face of the snowman. Okay, now for the snowman, we want to make a ribbon for up there on his hat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a zip tie and I'm going to lay it on my finger right there. I went to Michael's and tried to get a bow to put on this thing, and I couldn't find any. So I'm going to show you how we can make one. Okay, we wrapped it around our finger. We still got the zip tie in there. Okay. Now I'm going to take this piece and bring it up about as big as I want the bow. I don't want the bow real big. It's a small hat. I'll bring it back down. We're going to make 2 loops right there. Still got our zip tie in there. Then we're going to take this and I want to bring this around. Hold on, I didn't get me a pair of scissors. Let me get a pair of scissors here. Sort of like that right there. We're just going to clip this guy off. And get these scissors and cut it. That ribbon has wire in it. There's wire in that ribbon. So I'm going to put that up underneath there. Then I'm going to take this zip tie. And normally they'd use a piece of wire on this. But we're in Kevin's garage, so all I got is zip ties. And I don't know much about crafts anyhow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten that zip tie pretty tight. That way all that stuff stays in there, just like that. Then we're going to take this, put my finger back up in here, and we'll pull this down. And then take this and fold the tip of this thing. Then I'm going to try these daggone scissors again. There you go. Now, take that, we'll twist this around. Put it down here. Now I have a nice little bow that I didn't have to get from Michael's or wherever you get your stuff from. So what I'll do is I'll take this bow and put it up on his hat. Okay, now the only way I know to put the bow on is I'm going to use a nail gun. I don't know what they use to put them on with, but that's what I put them on with. So now we'll just take this and make it the way we want it to look. So now I think we have a pretty nice little bow. It really didn't cost us anything, so whatever the ribbon cost. That's how I made the bows. I'm going to go ahead and make another one and get it stuck on the other one. Okay, now we're going to do the Scarecrow. Instead of putting a ribbon on him, we're going to put a flower on the Scarecrow, which I think will be pretty cute. If you go up to one of your craft stores, you can pick up these rings. And it's got a bunch of flowers on it. Well, the flowers are actually pretty easy to come off. All you got to do is just pull on them, and they come right off. So take the flower, on the back of the flowers, they have a little thing sticking out on them right there. Now, you really can't, where I'm at, you really can't buy separate flowers. So what I'll do is I'll drill a hole in here, and I'm going to stick this flower on here. So I drill a little hole, then I take my Gorilla Glue, like my Gorilla Glue. This is my kind of stuff here. Get it to come out. And we're going to put some Gorilla Glue on this guy. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to put a dab of Gorilla Glue on there. And then we're going to shove that thing right down in that hole. Twist it a little bit. And then we'll let that set up. That Gorilla Glue will do a good job holding that in there. And then we'll have the Scarecrow done. This was a fun little craft to build. I enjoyed building these little snowman and Scarecrow. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe or leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or if you got a comment, leave me a comment. Till next time.